Hi, everybody. Welcome to Unqualified. My name is Alex, and I'm your host, and I'm unqualified to give you any advice, but I hope you listen anyway. This show is a little bit of everything, anything, and nothing, all mixed in between. So let's get started. um, this video, I like to react to a lot of Psych2Go stuff. Well, this is my first time reacting. I'm going to give them a like. Definitely go and subscribe to Psych2Go. They put out a lot of great stuff when it comes to, psychological stuff about, you know, just traits, psychological mental illnesses, you know, things that you want to look out for, things that could be helpful. So let's get into this and let's watch this well, let's watch this ad. But let's watch this video. Skip trial.
Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back and
Oh,
for the support. If you're new to this channel and by the end of the video you enjoy our content, do consider subscribing and joining
definitely
the
go
Psych2Go
subscribe to
family.
them.
Now, let's begin. Were you given golden rules to live by when you were younger?
Now, we already know how I feel about the golden rule. If anybody wants to know how I feel about the golden rule, go check out my other video. I'll link it in the end card.
Did the lessons they taught you make the world seem as simple as black and white? If only. Always be kind. Honesty is the best policy. You should always be polite and well-mannered. Do these sound familiar? But
Yeah.
as you grow older, you start to realize that the world is a much more complicated place than what you were brought up to believe. Sometimes making the right choice is hard and confusing. Often you land in what feels like lose-lose situations.
I love their
You
animation,
might not
by
see
the
the
way.
truth even when it's right in front of you because it's too painful for you to admit. Does it feel like no matter how much you try and protect yourself from the harsh realities of life, they continue to stare back at you? Even being in denial and pretending like everything's fine, there's always some things you know to be true but wish weren't.
Yeah.
But until you confront those truths and accept them, you're always going to be stuck facing the same old dilemmas over and over again. So, with that said, here are some of the most uncomfortable but important truths we all need to accept in life. Number 1, only you can change yourself.
Yes.
Just as you are responsible for your own happiness, you too are responsible for your own personal growth and development. The moment you stop living in denial and open your eyes to your own flaws and toxic traits, the sooner you stop making the same mistakes over and over again. Everyone in your life may be aware of it already, but until you call yourself out, it's not going to make much of a difference.
That's so true.
Because the only person who can make any real, lasting change in your life is you. Number 2, only you can give yourself closure.
Ooh.
Maybe you were in an unhealthy relationship with someone, or you went through a traumatizing experience. It could also be that you're still trying to move on from someone who abandoned you. Whatever it may have been, it's important that you understand that while your trauma is not your fault, your healing is your responsibility. Closure isn't something you get from someone else. It's something only you can give yourself. Closure is a choice you make to move forward, keep going, and not let your pain define you anymore. Closure is the piece.
That just hit me hard. Like, did you see that in my face? That hit me hard, and I'll explain in a minute.
Of mind only you can give yourself. Number 3, taking no risk is the biggest risk of all. Are you convinced that playing it safe and staying in your comfort zone is the smartest thing to do? The truth is, it's not. Because living in constant fear of failure, hurt, and disappointment also means missing out on some of the best and most wonderful things life has to offer. After all, as they say, you have to risk failure to succeed. You have to risk heartbreak to find love. Putting yourself out there is key if you ever want to experience the worthwhile things in life like
That's
love,
true.
friendship, passion, and adventure. These things all come at a cost, but the price is considered much better paid than living life full of regrets and what ifs.
That's true.
Number 4, sometimes quitting is for winners. Life is all a game of finding the perfect balance between putting yourself out there and knowing how to quit while you're ahead. Do you agree? Because in spite of what you've been told all your life, quitting can be a good thing too. Yes, really. Knowing when to stop change directions, and leave behind a negative situation is going to save you a lot of heartaches as you grow older. So think long and hard about which battles are worth fighting and give up anything else that no longer serves you.
That's true.
Don't quit because it's hard. Quit because it's making you unhappy, because it's no longer working, and because you deserve better. Number 5, if they really wanted to, they would. Are you still waiting for your phone to light up with their text? Or maybe they told you they'd call you back and left you hanging. It hurts to realize that people you love and care about may not always feel the same way about you. The wiser approach is to come to terms with it sooner rather than later, so you don't end up wasting your time. If you need to force someone to make an effort to keep a relationship alive, be it romantic or platonic, you're better off not having them around at all. Yes, it is painful to admit, but you need to let go of those partners, friends, and family members who take you for granted and don't see your value. Instead, go to where you know you are loved and appreciated. 6,
I'll come back to that too.
happiness isn't anywhere down the road. As Steve Maraboli puts it, happiness is a state of mind. You won't find it waiting for you somewhere down the road, some day in the future. It's not something you'll magically find when you finally get married or land your dream job, because happiness is a journey, not a destination. And if you can't find happiness where you are now, then you won't find it anywhere else either. Not until you give up the idea that happiness is anywhere but here and start being more grateful for what you have and where you are right now. It is, after all, an experience that you choose, right? Number 7, you can't love someone else until you love yourself first.
Ooh.
Here's an oldie but a goldie.
Yeah.
Yes, it may sound cliche to some
Yep.
of you Psych2Goers. However, there's a lot of truth to be found in this saying. We kid you not. Because no matter how hard you try, no matter how perfect your relationship or your partner may be, at the end of the day, there is no amount of affection or love that can fill the void in a person who doesn't love themselves. You need to have a good relationship with yourself, filled with honesty, knowledge, acceptance, and compassion. Otherwise, none of your romantic relationships will ever work out. Or worse, they might even become maladaptive coping mechanisms for you and make you more dependent, needy, and insecure. And so it goes. It's always better to be honest with ourselves about how we feel and what it all means. Living in denial of our problems and flaws certainly isn't going to do anyone any good. And staying stuck in our problematic ways is going to get us nowhere in life. It might feel scary, difficult, and overwhelming to confront our issues head on. But as they say, the only way to get past your problems is to get through them. And at the end of the day, an uncomfortable truth is much better than a comfortable lie. Don't you think? We hope we were able to give you insight into some truths that might be uncomfortable, but are better off accepted rather than avoided. Do you relate to any of the things we've mentioned here?
That was
Is
hard.
there a painful or uncomfortable truth you're struggling to come to
Yes.
terms with right now? Leave a comment down below, and please feel free to share any thoughts you have as well.
Definitely go subscribe to Psych2Go. Okay, so that all hit a little hard for me, since that was my first time reacting to the video. Did you see when I was like, ooh? Because some of that was actually kind of uncomfortable for me, but hey, I need to accept it, like they said. One of the big ones is that only you can bring yourself closure. And I, God, when I heard that, oh my God, when I heard that, it really just kind of clicked in my head. You know what I mean? Because I have been through a little bit in my life, and I'm not going to get into it now. That's for a story down the road. And when I was looking for closure, I went after people who were involved, and I was like, give me closure, because I was hurting. And, some did give it to me, some didn't give it to me. And I've still been looking for closure to this day. And, there's this thing called radical acceptance where it's a skill in DBT where you just accept things as they are. You accept them as they are because they're not going to change. That's the way the world works. That's the way things work in the universe. And that's how they're going to be. And you just have to radically accept it. And so I guess I have to radically accept that only I can give myself closure because see it's like a realization in my head just now, and it's kind of like messing with me right now, but it's a good messing with me. um the next one that I wanted to talk about is quitting is for winners. And I agree with this. I definitely agree with this, where sometimes you have to quit when you're ahead, you know, and quitting is a good thing when you know that when you know it's not good for you or when it's making you unhappy. So, if you know that you're at a job that it's a dead end job, you're not getting good pay, it's making you miserable, and you know, and you're not getting to spend time with your family or something, like why are you going to stay in that job, if everything is horrible about it? You know, like I understand if you just need money, but unless if you have options, go explore your other options. You know what I mean? The next one is, and this one actually really hit me hard. I don't know if you noticed it. Um, if they wanted to, they would. And oh god, this hit me on so many levels because yeah, they're right. If someone wanted to be in your life, they would make the effort. And I'm realizing just now how many people don't make the cut of, and I'm not saying, ooh, look at me. No, no, no. I'm saying I'm I'm reorganizing my people in my life where I'm realizing, hey, this person isn't making the effort. And I'm not saying that, oh, they have to be the ones who are only making the effort. No, 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 no. No. I'm just, if you're the only one putting in the effort into the friendship, relationship, whether it be platonic, romantic, whatever you do, you boo boo. But if that person isn't putting in any effort into the relationship, then why are you even in it if it's one sided? If you're begging them to be there for you, or if you're begging them just to text you back, then why are we even in that relationship, right? So just move on. And that's what I'm realizing. I'm like, there's this one friend who she just doesn't text back, and she says she's a horrible texter, but I understand you got stuff going on and all that, but if you wanted to make an effort to be friends, then you make that effort, because I'm making that effort. And I'm not going to keep doting on you. You know what I mean? Anyway, so there's that. And then the last one, let's end this on a positive note. You got to love yourself to love someone else, which is true. You want to have that self love, because if you're just going to be negative all the time and you're going to be a negative Nancy, negative Nelly, negative, put the N name, whatever you want. Um, I'm very awkward because I'm uncomfortable because of that uncomfortable conversation. Anyway, um, if you want to be negative all the time, which I had a habit of in the past, and I still have a little bit of a habit of being a little bit of a negative Nancy, and I'm working on that. I really am. I'm working on loving myself physically. I'm working on loving myself mentally, and hopefully someone will give me a chance. But you know, you got to do that for yourself too, because everybody deserves to be loved, and it starts with you. So I think that's a good way to end this video. So like, comment, subscribe, and share, and you know, share with your friends, get the word out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.